Joined here with Coach Kromm. Coach, it's been a little bit since we had checked in with you. Thought it might be a good time to tape this on a Friday, air it tomorrow on Saturday, and kind of talk to you about what's going on with the team right now. And there's been a few moves to discuss. The last time we talked about Ryan Constant, Sean Boutin signed. You've been able to sign a couple other guys. Brad Stevner returns to the team. And of course, Jack McClellan, he comes to the team from the Dundee Stars over in England, which I eventually learned is not necessarily England. UK is the better version to say that, but he also played at Brown University, so a pretty smart player as well.
Yeah, he is. He had pretty good numbers at Brown and played the full 4 years there. Came out and played in Wheeling for a stretch there last year. I think he had an injury, and then when he came back, he ended up going over to finish the season in the UK, and had a good finish there. Good guy. I think he's excited to come here and play. He's from the West and wants to stay out west here and give it a shot here and see how far he can take it.
And of course, Brad comes back to the team after playing that tryout. He had 5 games with the team. Definitely impressed, I think, with his time here. He's a big defenseman. He got into a little bit of a bout, too, in his final game with the team. So he's someone that brings a little bit of size, a little bit of physicality to the team.
Yeah, he's got good range. He's a big, tall guy. He's got good reach, and he plays smart. He's got a good stick all the time. Has a good intelligence and good IQ for the game. So we look forward to having him back. I was impressed with what he brought to us. He's a good guy, good team guy, so he should fit in nice.
And of course, fans, they definitely look and track all of the moves that happen. Some of those moves happen to be players that are leaving our team. Certainly a few of note as of recent. We saw our team MVP, Joey Martin. He goes over to Cardiff over in England. And Sean Escobedo just signed with the Greenville Road Warriors yesterday.
Yeah, we knew at the end of the year, in my exit meeting with Joey, that he was looking to go to Europe. That was his #1 priority. So I wasn't surprised by that. I think it took a little longer for him to find the right spot than what I thought it was going to. But he, hopefully has a good opportunity over there. We certainly hate to lose him. I mean, he's a good player, but I think we've seen right now a handful of our guys already signed over in Europe. But I think they can, generally make a little more money. The schedule's not quite as grueling as ours here.
Okay, and of course, we had talked to you earlier on in the offseason, and you had kind of explained that it's a little bit difficult to sign players right after the season starts. A lot of them will take a little vacation or a little break away from the game. Some, of course, figure out that they are going to go over to Europe or play elsewhere. But how is the process different now that we're starting to get closer to that season? We're starting to get closer to that time where the veterans are going to start signing in a lot of different places.
Well, it's going to start happening a little quicker now. I think with what we're seeing now is that a lot of the players who played out maybe their entry-level contracts at the NHL are waiting, trying to hopefully get an AHL one-way contract. And if that doesn't happen, then they're going to have to look at the East Coast League as another viable opportunity for them to keep playing and hopefully earn another AHL opportunity somewhere. So a lot of that's going to take place here in the next little while. It's getting close to training camp for everybody, and players have to make decisions.
And it's interesting, too, because looking at your roster, you have 8 players signed for the 2014-15 season, Coach. And comparatively, I had to look it up. You're about median about what other teams are. We saw that some of our other Western Conference rivals, Bakersfield has 4 players signed, Ontario has 2, Alaska has 4, Idaho 9, Utah 12, Colorado 7, and then this one kind of surprised me a little bit. It's an East Coast team, but Orlando, 20 players signed. What is the difference now between you having the kind of the median, a couple of the other teams signing about 8-7 guys, and then you have a team that signs 2, and you have a team that signs 20?
That's, I guess, a difference in philosophy as to how you approach putting your team together. I think with, everybody knows that at the end of the training camp, you have to make a decision. You can only have 23 players or 22 players on your roster, 20 active and 20 and 2 on the reserve. So at some point you have to make decisions, and I think for a lot of teams they're looking at what they're possibly going to get from their affiliate and trying to figure that into their lineup based on the numbers that their affiliate is saying they're going to be giving to them, and that's the case with us. We're looking at what we expect to get from the Islanders and build around that. Obviously you'll have an opportunity, we will have an opportunity to bring in some extra players, and then decisions will have to be made at training camp. Orlando maybe has a different philosophy. They're signing as many as they can, and they'll make hard decisions on a lot of players at training camp time.
Yeah, and speaking of Orlando, Ben Rosen, our former player, is signed there. They're also affiliated with the Toronto Marlies. But speaking of our affiliates, the Islanders and the Sound Tigers, you participated in their camp, and you were able to kind of see what was going on with some of the younger players that are up-and-comers in Bridgeport and the New York Islanders. So what was your experience like? What did you do for them, and was there any players that you noticed?
Well, basically, I was just there to sort of watch what they had, kind of get to know the coaches there and the type of systems and things that they're doing with their teams. So it was nice and very educational for me to be involved in some of the meetings with those guys and then watch the players and the practices and the scrimmage and see what talent level they have with a lot of the young prospects. They did have some tryout guys there, so there was a blend of free agents plus prospects of the Islanders. So good group of young talent with the Islanders right now.
Yeah, it looked like Alan Quine had a particularly good camp, someone that we're very familiar with here in Stockton.
Yeah, he did. He only had the one game, and he did really well in the game. I think the rest of it was just they did a lot of conditioning. They did a lot of drills on the ice for the players to kind of familiarize themselves with the coaching staff and what the expectations are going to be. But Quiner was good there.
Well, Coach, 56 days left to your preseason opener, 63 days left to your opener, and 65 days left before fans start coming through these doors. You better get ready. You got 8 players. You got a couple maybe on the way from Bridgeport from the sound of things, but we're all very excited for October to come here.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. Can't wait to get started.
Coach Kromm, everyone, thank you so much.